1,000 No's Challenge, tip number 4. I think it's 4, 3 or 4. So if you're new here, I'm giving tips on how to succeed in the 1,000 No's Challenge. If you want to try everything and see what happens and you want to change your life, I'm going to help you only because I am very delusional. I'm very impulsive. I've tried a lot of things, had different careers, and I've been successful at all of them, but I'm not afraid to pivot. And the tip for this little snippet is don't be afraid to pivot. Pivot when necessary, because I've tried so many things and not all of them have been successful, right? So remember I told y'all that I want to be a fashion designer, live like Lauren Conrad, and around 24, 25, I moved to Los Angeles, California. Needless to say, I'm not living there anymore because I pivot. Okay, so we started off, I was 18, going to college, was super excited to be able to live my Lauren Conrad dream. Being a fashion student was amazing, but the main goal was to move to Los Angeles to become a celebrity fashion stylist, right? So after I graduated college, I really wanted to be in that area, right? And so I had made a connection with a couple of stylists in LA and New York. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, what is the most liable way for me to get closer to my dream? New York was a little bit more feasible because I did have family up there that I could stay with, but I was a graduate with no job and very little money, and I didn't have anything coming in income-wise. So I had to figure out how to make this happen. So there was a young lady that I stayed connected with that helped me on my journey as a stylist, almost like a mentor, and she lived in Los Angeles. So I was like, I have to get to LA. So long story short, after many decisions that I had to make to get there, I ended up finally moving out there. So I moved out there, and the original plan was that I was going to be assisting Kendrick Lamar stylist at the time while she's on tour, because they were on tour. But that fell through because, unfortunately, they no longer needed any assistance. So I guess what I had to do, I had to pivot. So my yes ended up being a no. The next thing I was going to end up doing was I was going to assist the lady that I had, my mentor at the time, but I think she moved back to New York for whatever reason. I think it was some family stuff, so I had to pivot again. But I was able to, luckily, because I was a part of a program called the School of Style. I was in this network where I could constantly get gigs to my inbox and build those connections. So I ended up finding somebody to work with. And it was great, but all in all, after being out there for like 5 to 6 months, I realized this industry is not for me. Hollywood is very different, and I'm just gonna keep it small and minimal. Like, I just realized this particular avenue of the industry is not for me. So I guess what I had to do, I had to pivot. So at every avenue and obstacle or challenge or no's that I got, or yeses that turned into no's, or things changing, I always had to pivot. And I want you to remember that on your journey of no's, don't be afraid to pivot. Remember, we said the worst thing that people could say is no, and no takes nothing from you. You were good before, and you will be good after. And sometimes, even if you get a yes and you try it and you don't like it, keep going. There's always more things to do. I ended up moving to Charlotte. I did personal styling for a while, but then I actually kind of fell out of love with fashion because it was just a lot. It's a long story. But I ended up pivoting into property management, which I went on to be in that industry for like 4 to 5 years. So never be afraid to pivot. Never be afraid to change your mind, because you can always change your mind. And you'd be surprised how exciting life gets when you're open to opportunities.